Hi guys, welcome to an early look at the LEGO Star Wars 2025 Advent Calendar, set number 75418, retails for £30 in the UK. I was able to find this early in one of the supermarkets, and it comes with a few exclusive minifigures and also as well a brand new moulded piece, which I have a theory of where this might turn up again. We're going for probably just over a decade. Fortunately, there isn't a Marvel one this year, so this year we're taking a look at Star Wars, and the tape seals will reveal the backdrop, which we have not had a close look at yet. So you can see you've got the floor plan, looks really well decorated. It's Bubba Frick's workshop for droids that he repairs. And here's everything all built up, laid out. Now there is some really interesting parts in here that connect, like the Iron Man Hall of Armor from the original Lego Marvel Advent Calendar, which I always used to love when they did that because you could connect it to the Hall of Armor set. And I hope they continue this going forward as a system where you have these attachment points dotted throughout. So as you can see here, just a quick example, you've got the grey clip on one side and the black clip on the other. So here's all the individual side builds. So the first one we'll take a look at is this little workbench, which has a little control panel which is printed, little red button, and some handlebar pieces which you can attach things to. You've got this little clear piece, Bubba Frick. So you can kind of have him posing and jumping around and stuff like that. Or you could even use it for the BD unit, which is from the M1 Starfighter set. So you could like pose him and have him like swinging around. We've also got a coffee mug. But yeah, this has got just one end with an attachment piece in grey. We have this little crate, which was its own day, which has some droid pieces in here, which will get into something special later with that later on. The little chair where you can sit your C-3PO minifigure to have the work done on him. So you could have it like quite close to here and have Bubba Frick jumping up. Here we've got a couple more crates with a droid head and some studs. Got some paint cans along the bottom. And spin it around back, you can see you've got the attachment piece. Got a little rack, which not many people like these weapon rack builds, but I like that it can connect to the rest of the build. And also, these are tools anyway for the workshop, so it makes sense in the context of this build. Last attachment piece you got is a shovel attached, a barrel with some droid arms in red and black. Nothing too crazy going on there. It's its own day, so you can pose this. I think you guys can kind of see where this is going. So you could take some maintenance, or you could just kind of have it hanging. Also got this little carrier, which you could use the Jawa minifigure like a sand cooler. So what you do, yeah, pop it on there, and now it's got little wheels on it, which don't really move, they're just studs. So that's how it's all built up, if you were curious. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little build. I like it when you connect builds throughout the Advent calendars, because it just makes them feel worthwhile. And you'll notice as well, there's no mini builds of any ships or vehicles from Star Wars mythology, which is kind of interesting. Chair, these are on ratcheted joints, so you could fold them in, make a little workshop, put the chair in the middle, have a crate off here, and then Frick work on him like so. And that's what it looks like, the workshop. Yeah, pretty good little build. I quite like it. It's weird that it's based on Rise of Skywalker, which is the least popular Star Wars movie of all time. So that's kind of strange. But I do really like how this turned out. Now, so here are 5 of the droids that you get each day. So the far left one, we get one that comes in normally the sand crawlers, a similar type of build, but with more modernized pieces with this triple blade piece, which I forget which one. I think it's for Nexo Knights, so quite a rare piece. This one that looks kind of like a Christmas tree. All these droid arms, you have all the extra tools from the workshop that you can give to each of these 3 droids. You've also got a pit droid, of course, who does have a wrench lying around in one of the builds. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Do wish he had the blue stud on the front, because it looks like he's deactivated, which I guess is kind of the point. A buzz droid who we have not seen in quite some time in LEGO Star Wars, if my memory serves correctly. Yeah, it's a shame you don't get the printed dome elements for this build, but it's really cool to get, and it goes quite nicely with the Ahsoka Starfighter set, which we have another reference to later on. You've also got a probe droid, so you can scout Hoth. Yeah, it's a different kind of build. I like the clear stand. Nothing too crazy with these 5 droids, but the other 3 buildable droids are way more special. I wanted to show these 3 separately because they are quite special. So at first we have the droid from Andor, who's really cool to get. So if you have the Y-Wing set, you can now add this little guide to the collection. with your and/or minifigures. Even though there's no printed elements, I just think he's a little cool, little thin. Really glad Lego included that. Now this is a very bizarre kind of gonk droid. I have no idea what they're going for with the blue and the pink. If you guys can kind of let me know in the comments. But it's a very strange build. So you've got a broomstick on one side, you've got this antenna piece sticking out, another antenna piece coming out. You've got the little silver feet. And then you've got the black spoon on the other hand. So I have no idea what this is supposed to be doing. If you guys can let me know in the comments and I'm just being stupid and missing something. But you also get a candy cane mouse droid, which I'm shocked it's taken Lego this many years to do. But it is really cool to get. So you can add it to your Death Star, £1,000 Death Star if you would like. Let's get into some of the full proper minifigures. So realistically, there's only 2 full minifigures, which being 3PO and the Jawa. But you do get Ahsoka's astromech droid with the nice printing on top of the dome. No back printing, unfortunately, as you can see there. The red eye version of C-3PO is from the larger Dark Falcon set, where you've got printed arms as well. So now it's back torso printing, and you can see the torso printing on the other arm. Yeah, a bit of a random inclusion, but it makes sense in the context with the chair and Boba Frick, because this is somewhat inspired by The Rise of Skywalker of all films. Up we have a super battle droid, which I love getting because it's always great to army build those, especially in the newer design. And you've got a B1 battle droid on the left with a backpack piece, which Lego haven't included on a battle droid in quite some time. As you can see, the colours are a little bit mismatched and he's got a grey arm for some reason. Guess he's in the workshop for repairs. But you notice I've left the third spot open because it is also kind of a Christmas minifigure. So if you take all the pieces you find throughout the workshop, you could put together an extra battle droid. Now the gold battle droid legs, I believe, are from the Tudor Corner modular building, which is quite rare to get that piece in gold for the legs. It's a shame they didn't recolour the headpiece. And you can also attach a blue stud to the back. They also give you an orange one, which I don't know what you would do with that. I guess you could attach it here now that I see these turn around. There you go. So you can add a light to the back of the B1 battle droid. It would have been cool if they gave you some, just a couple more pieces just to do a extra backpack piece. But you could use your own parts for that, it's not too hard. If you already have the Ahsoka astromech droid from the Starfighter set, you could also attach this extra black leg piece, which has nowhere else really to go in the build. So if you guys wanted to do that, you can, or you could put it on the left side, it's entirely up to you. Next up, we have the BD unit, which is from the M1 Starfighter set. Shame it's not BD1 with the red. They could have reprinted the colour, but Lego just kind of wanted to make it easier for themselves, I guess. And you've got printed on the side. Really cool piece. So if you have the Star Destroyer set with Cal Kestis, you're not going to be able to easily get a official BD1. But you could pretend it's one of his recolor skins. I do like the Christmas sweater for the Jawa. But what really disappoints me, which I'll get into when Gingerbread Darth Vader set comes out, and when I do a comparison of all the Star Wars Christmas minifigures, I don't like that we still haven't gotten the Christmas sweater for Han Solo. We've got the sequel trilogy trio, but we're still missing Han Solo from the original trilogy. Heck, we haven't even got prequel characters and Christmas jumpers in quite some time. I do like this because it matches the droid theme and get what they're going for, but you could have had Han Solo like visiting the droid workshop to get some repairs on 3PO or something, or just any other character other than a Jawa. But you've got Gonk droids and 2 BD units on the front. And on the back, you've got an astromech droid with a BB-8 units. And here he is, Boba Frick from Rise of Skywalker and Season 3 of The Mandalorian. Such a cool new moulded piece. But my theory is that this piece is going to turn up in the Mando sets coming out in early 2026. Because it's crazy to me that we've got a brand new mould in an advent calendar that's only going to be on shelves for 3 months. Unless you find it still on shelves after Christmas. But yeah, I just think that's very strange. And I completely forgot. This was a nice surprise. So the top hat you could just take off, which I'll probably do. You can see here, you've got a snowman of BB-8, which I completely forgot was in this advent calendar. I don't know if it was in the promotional materials or not, but I generally can't remember seeing this. I guess because these got revealed quite a long time ago. But yeah, I think that looks really cool. It'll go nicely next to the RDD2 snowman that we got a while back. And you also got this little Christmas tree build that came with him as well, was the top hat. And you can see how the Boba Frick works. So similar to Baby Groot, where you've got the little pole connection, so you can have him hold clip element pieces. And yeah, it's really well done piece. As you can see there, it is not all molded or anything, as far as I can tell. I love the little goggles and the face print and even a little bit of belly print. So they really went all out on this little micro character. And that's going to do it, guys, for my look at this advent calendar. Now, putting these all together, you could also probably take this piece and make a full-on Christmas tree if you wanted to, whatever this droid is called. If you know what that droid is called, let me know in the comment section. But yeah, what do you guys think of this advent calendar? I think it's a really terrific advent calendar. I really do like it. And look, we even have a gingerbread in the background. Could be a tease for the gingerbread set, whatever that ends up being, coming out in a few months' time. I love the new Boba Fett. The Christmas jumper is always good to get a new one of. And also as well, the Snowman BB-8 piece is really cool. And I just like that most of these are characters to a degree, even though they're buildable characters of droids. Because realistically, you only have, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You only have 8 builds. So, and 4 of them can connect and 2 of them can connect. The only loose one is the chair, which kind of goes with the minifigure. And this crate was probably the weakest day, to be honest. But everything else you get is really good stuff, I think, in this calendar. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Is this one of the weaker advent calendars and I'm way off on this? Sound off down below. And yeah, stay tuned for that every Christmas Star Wars minifigure comparison. I'm just going to wait for the gingerbread one to come out first. And I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.